This is Will. We're going to talk a little bit today about what serious games are and how they differ from regular games that we play every day. Serious games encapsulates things like simulators, maybe like a flight simulator, certain military simulators. They have surgical simulators for medical students to practice, and even surgeons to practice surgeries, on a computer before they actually try it on a person. But what we're going to talk about today are games designed to help researchers parse through large data sets. Specifically, a research group called Cancer Research UK has developed a few of these games to help them deal with just the large amount of slides they have of tumor biopsies that they're trying to evaluate. And the issue is these slides, they have so many of them, and it's too complicated to write a program to automate this evaluation. But it's simple enough that with a little bit of instruction, a layman can do it. So they've tried to build games up to try to recruit people to help them get through all this data. Will's going to talk a little bit about our first game we're going to cover called Reversing the Odds.
So Reversing the Odds, it was a game that's on the app marketplace on Android, iOS, and the Amazon market that was completely developed by Cancer Research UK, totally in-house. What they did is they had a large database of backlogged cancer biopsy cells that had been dyed. So what that means is that the cancer cells turn one color and the regular healthy cells turn another color. And essentially what it takes to tell if this biopsy is malignant or not is a person has to look at it and essentially count the number of cancer cells they see and then report back. And they have a lot of these to do. So what they thought is, well, anyone can do this. It's a simple enough task with the right instructions. So let's get the general public to help us. So they created a game. In this game, they took that premise of looking at these biopsy slides and counting the cancer cells and took that and added it with a mini games around it to kind of earn points. So you earn points by doing the research task, and then you could continue to play the game that they had created. And it was relatively popular, but didn't seem to last very long. And then the next one we're going to talk about is the Impossible Line.
So again, this was from Cancer Research UK. As a sort of progression from their previous attempts, they decided with the Impossible Line that they would attempt to kind of piggyback on the success of an already developed game. This was a game developed by Chilingo that had a decent enough user base, and they added bonus levels, which they advertised as, contributing towards cancer research. But again, they had trouble sort of bridging that gameplay to something that would actually be enjoyable and garner repeat use.
So the biggest problem with these games that we noticed is they're not fun to play. So what that translates into is in the Android marketplace, for example, both of these apps are available, Reversing the Odds and the Impossible Line. The Impossible Line being a standalone game, it had a user base before Cancer Research UK partnered with them. As of today, it only has about 50,000 downloads on the app marketplace, along with Reversing the Odds only has about 50,000 downloads on the Android marketplace as well. So they're, in comparison to other successful applications, and especially games on that marketplace, they're not popular by any means. 50,000 downloads is a drop in the bucket compared to, for example, Candy Crush, which most people are familiar with, which has 500 million. So the biggest problem with these is because the games aren't very fun and because they're not very popular, the benefits to the research team is really negligible. And really the only people that are playing it are the people who are actively participating and know that we are helping this cancer research group to accomplish a task. It's not something that's just seamlessly integrated into a game that people are already playing, or it's not something that just happens when people aren't even realizing that they're helping. People who are playing these games are doing it deliberately to help this group. And then they don't last very long because it's not an enjoyable experience. Compared to the more purpose-built and popular games that are available as competitors to this product. So, two potential solutions to this problem is either one, developing games that are still purpose-built to help with these research tasks, but that are more entertaining, more fun, still with that serious edge of this is accomplishing a very important task and it could not be done without the help of the general public, but it needs to be more entertaining. We talked about how serious games don't use entertainment as their kind of main part, and that's still true, but...
And we don't know how plausible it is. I'm sure it's very difficult to try to translate what needs to happen behind the scenes into a fun game. You know, we thought something that they could do right now to sort of get these into the mainstream is maybe, Candy Crush has a freemium model where your playtime's limited unless you pay money to play more. Maybe instead of paying money, you could do this mini game that's not very fun but contribute towards cancer research, and Candy Crush could give you more playtime in return for that. And then maybe, who knows, maybe Candy Crush could get tax breaks for it. It could be a charitable contribution in some way.
There could be an economic incentive for not only the developer of the game, but also for the user who would think, well, this little mini game, it might be really boring, but I'm helping people and I'm saving money.